I wish I knew this before I started trading. It would have saved me my house, my car, and my marriage, and $50,000 worth of blown accounts. I spent years chasing strategies, indicators, and setups, but the whole time I was the one sabotaging myself. And nobody warned me. There's one thing that most traders never figure out until it's too late. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about the 10 most important lessons that I learned along my journey so that I could literally help you save years from your journey. So make sure to watch this to the end. Lesson number one is that mindset is 90% of trading. Your strategy is only 10%. I thought that mindset was nothing because nobody really talked about it. All the trading courses that you buy that are available, mindset is the smallest part that they teach you. They don't emphasize on mindset. Most of the teaching is all about strategy. If you go look at some of the biggest channels about trading, most of their content is all on strategy. Nobody's talking about mindset. So naturally, I never thought mindset was that important, right? But in actual fact, it's the most important thing. It's 90% of the equation. Just think for a second. If you gave a monkey a 100% win rate strategy, there's no way that monkey could make that strategy work because their brain is not the same as your brain or our brain, right? So essentially, everything is internal. It's your conscious and your subconscious mind that runs the show. The strategy is actually the easy part. There are strategies everywhere, an infinite amount of combinations for strategies, but mindset is very limited, but it's everything. And this is the part that I missed. You have to pay attention to mindset. If you're interested in mindset, I do have a link in the first description. You can go check that out. It'll fix you. But basically, you have to pay attention to mindset. Without your mindset, nothing is going to work. No strategy, no silver bullet, no holy grail is going to work. You got to stop looking externally and start looking internally. You are the holy grail. The holy grail system is within you. It's inside you. It's not external. Everything happens from inside first. Okay? So you have to understand this and really pay attention to it. Lesson number two is that you have to fix your relationship with money, your financial thermostat, your emotions, your feelings towards money, your upbringing around money. Were you raised to have scarce mentality? Do you have a broke person's mindset? Because you're essentially trying to trade currencies or stocks or whatever you're trading money, right? So if you have a broke mindset, it's going to work against you. You're never going to be able to make money with a broken mindset, with a broken mental relationship with money. Do you understand? So, for example, if you gave $1 million to a lottery winner, that $1 million would be gone and spent. And then that winner, that lottery ticket winner with his broke mentality will be broke again. Do you understand? But if you took $1 million away from a rich person and threw them out into the jungle, they'll find a way to make that money back because they have a rich mentality. So they have a good relationship with money. And it all goes back to your subconscious programming, the way you were brought up around money from a young age, the way you were programmed. So if your household were arguing about money, if your parents were always broke and they were saying things like money is bad, money is evil, money is hard to come by, those beliefs are going to be ingrained into your deep subconscious mind. So you have to get rid of it. You have to destroy it because it's making all your trading decisions and you don't even know. Do you understand? It's going to control the way you feel about money. For example, if your broke mentality says that your financial thermostat, you're comfortable with $500. You're used to making $500 to $1,000 a month, the bare minimum. But that's where you are. The minute you go buy a prop firm trading account, like a $100,000 account, $200,000 account, whatever it is, right? And you go into profit, you're in profit $3,000, $4,000. Your mind is not used to that. Your financial thermostat is not used to that. Your mind is going to think that is dangerous because you have this old programming and it's trying to protect your mind, and it's going to start sabotaging it. So you won't be able to let your profits run because you see some money and then you start freaking out. You start freaking out because, whoa, I'm making money now. I've never made money like this. And then you start getting nervous around it, where in fact, it's nothing. If you're clear, if you're stable with your relationship to money, it doesn't matter if it's 100,000, $1 million. It's the same. You're not focused on money. And it would be the same as if you took a loss, then that would just destroy you because your financial thermostat is coming from lack. You have a lack mentality. So you're thinking, I need this money, I need this money, right? And then you take a loss and it destroys you because you think there's no more opportunity coming. It's the last one. So now you get really wrecked. Okay. And then that will lead to things like revenge trading and making really bad decisions. And that's where most traders go wrong. So you can understand why most people already are not born to trade. They're not made for trading. You understand? If you look at the world, most people are broke. There's only like 1% of the population is like rich, right? They know the secret. They have the inner edge. They have the internal edge above everyone else. That's why they're rich, because like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's self-manifestation. So you need to fix this. Okay. Check out the link if that's what you want to do. I got a little something for you there. Now let's go to lesson number 3. 3 is about ego. Your ego is your enemy. In trading, there is no room for ego. You got to leave your ego at the door, buddy. Okay, you got to get rid of your ego. There's no time for ego in trading. And I'll tell you why. Because if you take a loss, it's like a hit to your ego. Now you're getting angry. Or you go into a drawdown, right? And you start moving your stop loss because you can't be wrong. You don't want to be wrong. Okay, your ego is trying to protect you and you don't want to be wrong. So you have to try and fix it. And this was something that I struggled with. I'm not perfect. I wasn't perfect. I'm okay now. I'm almost perfect now. But I'm saying that basically your ego is going to make you make these decisions without you knowing. You don't even know why you're moving your stop. You don't even know why you're revenge trading. And the simple fact is that it's your ego is trying to be right, to protect yourself, to protect your pride. Okay. So if you took a loss, now you feel like you have to fix it. So now you're going to get into another trade straight away, thinking that's going to fix everything, or you're going to double up your trade and it just gets really bad real quick. If you're trading like that, you're going to make the wrong decisions. So you have to fix your ego. Ego is your enemy. Okay. Number 4 is that losing is part of the process. You have to understand this. And it's connected to ego in a way, but losing is part of your process. I hated losing. Like every time I lost, it just destroyed me. And I just couldn't accept it. I always wanted to win all the time. We all do. It's a natural way of being. But you have to understand that losing is part of the process. It's part of your strategy. You have to think like a casino. Okay. The casino understands this. They know that losing is fine. You have to know your numbers. So if you have a 50% winning rate, you could take 10 trades and win 5. But you know that the 5 that you lost is part of it. Don't take it personally. It's just part of the process. Okay. As long as you can manage your risk and you're not risking too much, 0.5%, 1%, whatever it is, okay, a loss shouldn't destroy you. One loss does not define you. It doesn't mean you're a bad trader. And if you win, it doesn't mean you're a genius. It's just part of the process. So you have to understand this. It's very important. And this took me years to figure out. Nobody told me this. So I hope you can take this lesson seriously. 5, stop the degenerate lifestyle. Stop partying. You don't belong in the nightclub anymore. If you want to be a professional performer, 1% top echelon of society, you don't belong in a nightclub, partying, wasting yourself, drinking every day. If you had $1 million racehorse. Would you let that racehorse go out partying every night and come back and expect to win the race? No, you wouldn't. So why would you do it to yourself? So just don't do it. Stay sober, stay clean, stay sharp. And then this is going to be your best chance, because then you're going to rock up to the market as your best self. And that's the only way to do it. There's no way around it. I know there are traders out there that show off and smoke weed and whatever. And to be honest, I don't understand them, and I'm not trying to be like them. And I don't know how they do it. And neither should you. Okay. They're probably outliers, and they're a very small, select group of people. But for the majority of us, just don't do it. Stay clean, stay sharp, stay focused. Okay. Number 6, lesson number 6 was switching strategies all the time, or not giving a strategy enough time to play out the edge. So this is related to number 4, which was about losses being part of the process. You start switching your strategy because you took a loss on this strategy, it doesn't work. Have to change. Have to go and search for a new one, because your ego won't accept that the loss is part of the process, but your mind wants to be right. So you take a loss on the strategy, and now you think the strategy doesn't work. So you got to tweak it. You go back online, you go back on YouTube, you go look for another strategy, you go buy another course, you go find another mentor. And this is a vicious cycle. This one destroyed me for years. It's a rabbit hole. And you have to understand that strategies are forever. There are going to be millions and millions of ways you can trade, like unlimited, infinite ways. There are so many combinations and little tweaks that you could do to trade with a strategy. There's no point trying to improve your strategy, because you're always going to be improving it. If you want to improve your mindset, find a strategy from someone you respect, someone that has the proof, and just go with that. Stick with it. Just stick with one strategy. Keep it simple. You don't need to complicate things. The strategy should be the easy part. Keep it at 10%, and 90% of the time, focus on yourself. Focus on your mental awareness, where your head's at, what you're thinking, your thought process. Even when you're journaling, you should journal your strategy, your entry, but you should also journal your mental state. Like, how were you feeling before you got into trade, during the trade, and after the trade? This is also important. This is how you're going to grow. So number 7, lesson 7 was that indicators never work. Okay. I had a phase in my trading journey for years where and it was mostly a beginner mistake. Like in the beginning, I couldn't even read price action, market structure, none of that. But in the beginning, you go to your MT4, you open up an MT4 account, and you look at indicators, and you have a whole list of indicators. Even with TradingView, you have a whole list of indicators, and you think that's good. It's actually not good. It's counterproductive. That is put there by the brokers themselves, because they know that is lagging data. It's wrong. It doesn't work. If it worked, if it were that easy, we'd all know about it. You couldn't hide it. But it's not that easy. If there was one indicator that just worked all the time, forever, and didn't lag and worked in every single market condition, we would all know about it. I guarantee you. And we don't. There is none. Okay. It's put there by the brokers, by the trading platforms, to get you to try it out and trade and get involved in the market and lose, because they make money off of the swaps and the commissions and trading fees. That's how they make their money. They get you sucked into trying out this indicator, that indicator, this combination, that combination, and they know that this can go on forever. And I didn't know that. I got sucked in for years. I wasted so much time trading indicators. And then when the indicators didn't work, I'd switch to trading EAs. And then I'd go on another rampage for a few years, chasing all EAs, backtesting everything, because you could. But the backtest is fake. It doesn't mean anything. Okay. It is not a real representation of time. It's not time in the market. It's not real. Okay. So indicators and EAs, they don't work. If they did work, we would all know about it. Trust me on this, guarantee you. If there was an indicator that made $1 million and never lost, we would all know about it. And maybe there are, but 99.99999% says it doesn't work. Okay. Trading is subjective. You need to look at the market, understand the market, and make your own mind up about the market. Okay. That's the harsh truth. Okay. Don't be lazy with that. Learn the market, learn structure, learn how to read the market. If you can read the market, if you can read structure, you can understand technicals, okay, you're gold. You can eat forever. You'll take care of yourself and your family and generations that come after you. Indicators are there to waste your time. Don't do it. And if you have to use an indicator, okay, this is the caveat. Use one indicator which complements your strategy, your market structure, your price action. An example would be like moving average. Okay, that's one. But you can look at your market structure and you know that everything's bullish. Okay, and the moving average price is above. That's just a little confirmation. That complements your understanding of the market, of what's happening. That is okay. This is a big difference. You have to understand this, okay? But you're not making trading decisions based on just indicators. You understand? So if you want to use an indicator, keep it like to one at the most. And that one, better make sure that it really helps confirm something to do with your understanding of price. It could be like a volume indicator. Okay, that might help. But most of the time, the best thing is to keep your charts clean. Okay. Lesson number 8. Number 8 is basically timing of the week. Avoid trading Mondays and Fridays. You want to catch the meat of the move. Okay. So that's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These are the best times of the week to trade. That's the distribution phase of price. If you understand the candlestick structure of the weekly candle, it's going to open. Let's say it's bullish. It's going to do an open low. It's going to dip, and then it's going to go make a high, and then it's going to close low. Do you understand? So it's open, low, high, close. You have to understand where you are within the week. So why are you trading Mondays when it's doing the opposite, a counter trend move? You don't want to be trapped trying to short a bullish week on a Monday. And I had this problem because, one, I was addicted with dopamine. I had to trade. I had thought that more trades would equal more money because I had all these internal issues. And I'll be honest, I'll say it. I don't care. I know a lot of you guys do too. We all have this problem. Nobody is perfect. The sooner you know about it, the better it's going to be for you. So you have to accept it, have awareness, and deal with it and move on. You want to wait for your A plus setups. You want to take 1 or 2 trades a week and only take the best setup. And you're going to get that either on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Just trade during the meat of the move. You don't want to be trading the manipulation phase. Lesson number 9. Now, you got to just stay quiet. Don't tell nobody about your trading. Your friends, your family, they don't understand you. They're not on the same journey as you. They're not going to think like you. They don't see life. They don't have the same motivation, the same dreams as you. Don't tell them your dreams and don't tell them you trade. When you become a trader, you're now a lone wolf. You have to understand this. You're a lone wolf. You don't play with others anymore. You separate yourself from the matrix. You're not part of the 9 to 5 crowd. You're someone that has decided to take on the most challenging, most rewarding endeavor, way of making money ever in the world by becoming a trader. You're no longer part of the majority. So why are you trying to tell the majority what you're going to do? It's a wolf trying to tell a sheep why he hunts, where the sheep is like a vegetarian. You understand what I'm saying? It just doesn't work. So you got to be quiet. You got to grow and learn in silence, and you got to suffer in silence. You don't get frustrated and take it out on anyone, on your family. I did that. I would be going into a drawdown and then I'd be in a terrible mood and taking it out on my spouse. You don't want to do that. So you have to just stay quiet, stay calm, and be a G. Just trade quietly, learn quietly. And you got to know that this journey is going to take, if you're lucky, 2 years. And if you're stubborn like I was, longer, 10 years. So you have to be okay with being quiet and being in isolation. Okay, just you don't need to talk about it. If anybody asks you what you do, just say you invest in the stock market here and there, whatever. But you have your own projects and you do your own work. That's it. You don't have to tell them too much because they don't understand you and they never will. They're not you. Okay, you're better than that. So don't play into their game. Just don't give in. Just leave them. Okay, let them enjoy their 9 to 5 job and leave them there. Okay. Lesson number 10. Some of you might disagree with me, and you're welcome to let me know in the comments. But in my humble opinion, scalpers are gamblers. Okay? Scalping is gambling. A scalper doesn't know what he's doing, is taking quick wins, quick losses, high risk, small reward, risking 10% to make 0.5% or whatever it is. It's ridiculous. Okay? It's the worst risk management ever to begin with. And two, it just tells me that you don't know what you're doing. You can't hold a position. You can't be in the market long enough. You don't know how to read the market. So you're in and out as fast as you can because you're scared, because you have this little mini me concept of yourself, your little small thinking mindset. That's not the way it works, man. You gotta quit with the gambling mentality and start thinking like the house. Think like the casino, understand the game, understand what is happening in the market, the structure, everything, the movement, and take your position when it shows up and be cool with it and be cool with yourself and be cool with everything. Do you understand? Scalping is a waste of time, in my opinion. It's high stress, high risk. You don't want to put yourself through that. It's just, to me, it's just extra stress. And you're welcome to disagree with me. I don't know your trading style. You could be scalping and it could be very profitable for you, and that's great. But for the majority of people, it's better to learn how to hold a position and understand what is happening in the market and be cool with it and not be glued to the screen. When I was scalping, I had 4 monitors, 28 pairs open, and 10 indicators. Think how crazy that was, how stressed out I was. And did I make money? No. I blew accounts faster than ever from scalping. You go into one bad scalp and then you gotta fix it and you lose control. So there you go. Those are the top 10 key lessons that I wish somebody told me before I started trading, because it would have saved me years. And I'm sure it's going to really help you. If that resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you feel about that. Let me know what you're struggling with. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.